Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Diana and I am a tarot reader and transformational life coach here to assist you on your journey of personal and spiritual development. And today I would like to do another pick a card tarot reading, and I would like to give you some guidance with regards to the crisis situation that you may be currently going through. This reading is obviously inspired by the current global situation that seems to be so strongly affecting us all. And I think that we need some guidance, we need some answers and some clarity so that we can really navigate through those difficult times that many of us may be facing. However, since this is a timeless reading, then whenever you find it, the message still applies to your situation, to the difficulties that you may be going through, and it will be still helpful to help you deal with your crisis situation. But before we proceed and before you pick your pile of cards, I would like to, as always, remind you to take a moment and connect with yourself, to go through your situation, to think about your biggest challenges and what is it, what kind of solutions are you looking for, what answers would you like to receive, what you need to know the most right now. And once you've taken your time and connected with yourself, go ahead and pick one of the piles of cards that you will see in a second, and then take a look at the description box down below for timestamps to get straight to your message. So today you are offered 5 options to choose from. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, number 3, number 4, and finally pile number 5. Do take some time to choose your pile of cards carefully, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello and welcome back, group number 1. So this is your message if you picked the first pile of cards, and let us have a look at what you have going on. So the first card for you is the Queen of Cups, and you also have Justice reversed. So here it is upright. Okay, then you have the Lovers also reversed. This is how it looks upright. Two of Swords reversed again. Okay. You have the Ace of Water and Completion. Okay, so when it comes to your crisis situation that you may be currently in, then I do have a feeling that you may be struggling a little bit with that, or maybe even more than a little, because you could be a pretty sensitive person. You have this Queen of Cups, which is one of the cards that are upright in your reading, and you also have the Ace of Water, which is essentially the Ace of Cups in the traditional tarot. So you have this watery energy, this that represents emotions and empathy and sensitivity, and also being vulnerable and perceptive to different influences. And being sensitive means that things may hit you harder than a normal person, or by normal I mean an average person who doesn't share your sensitivity. So that could be your challenge and your struggle right now, but I'm already jumping ahead, and I can already tell you that this is also your biggest strength, and also the way you find solution for this situation. But okay, first things first. The situation that you may be facing right now, it really points to a decision of some kind, something that you find almost impossible to make, to decide on, because you have the Lovers and two of Swords, and they are both reversed. And well, this card, the Two of Swords, it speaks about having to choose between two options. It is that moment when you find yourself at a crossroads and you need to figure out what to do, which way to take, or what is the best approach. You must find a way to make two things work, but then you find that it's impossible to make both of them work, so you must let one of them go. So whatever type of decision it is, when this card is reversed, it's even more difficult to make that decision, because in and of itself, the Two of Swords represents that struggle that comes with making that decision and the inability to decide. And the Lover's card is a major arcana card, and one of the meanings of this card is to make a decision that will serve your greatest good. But in order for you to make that kind of decision, you must be very certain about what you want the most, what your values and priorities are. Basically, you must be very certain about your life's path, about your purpose, and which of the options serve that. And then by knowing that, by having that knowledge, you decide, you make a decision based on that. So yes, indeed, currently it seems that you don't know which is the best approach to make this decision. And then you also have the Justice card reversed. So you could be facing some kind of unfairness in your life. There could be those situations that you have no control or no say over the progression of things. In a more literal sense, this could have some associations with legal situations that you could be facing right now. So if you must do any paperwork, if any legal issues are involved, then you may feel that the justice is simply not on your side, and that you are not getting decisions that are benefiting you. Just the opposite. So it could be a very real struggle for you. If it's not, if it's more spiritual, you may feel that there is some kind of unfairness around, that you are doing things, that you are being very honest, very open and trustworthy, but maybe there are other people, other influences in your life that sort of let you down or take you for granted or take advantage of you. And because of how sensitive you are, and maybe you are a very empathetic person, you like to help other people, but then it is very easy for you to get your boundaries invaded, and then you have a feeling that those people that you are helping or supporting in some way, that they are not really giving you back the same treatment, and it could feel like injustice for you. So whatever is your situation, group number one, it really makes this even more difficult. It's like you are looking at this and you are wondering, what can I do? What can I expect? And this reverse Lover's card, it feels like kind of giving up on yourself, on your dreams, on your goals, on your intentions. And it's like, no, I cannot make it work because there is a lot of negative influences around you. At least that is the way how they affect you, pretty negatively. And you are really struggling with that. Then you also have this Ace of Water and Completion cards. And I think that the message that these cards are bringing to you is you just leaving this situation alone. Maybe there are some situations and some occasions when a proper solution is not possible. At least it's not possible in a way that you have pictured it, or in a way that you would like it to be. It's like releasing your expectations and attachment about this particular situation, about all the people involved, and It could mean cutting your losses and just putting up with the way things are, but it's more about finding that inner peace so that you can be really connected with yourself and know that this is the best option for you and the right thing for you to do at the moment. Because the completion card, it really invites you to seek for completion. It's time to move on to someplace new where there is more of those positive energies, which are more in alignment with your true self, with your sensitivity, with your vulnerability, and the way you are as a person. So don't invest too much of your time and energy in trying to fix this situation, because if you try too hard to decide to make that decision and to make things work in this situation, you may in fact risk choosing wrongly. And the wrong decision for you at this time is something that doesn't value and respect your sensitive nature. You don't have to be strong. It doesn't have to be hard. And choosing the path of least resistance is not always a bad thing to do, because it is about knowing who you are and what you need and what your needs are, what your desires are. And that is exactly the direction that you take with this. And if you cannot find that in this situation, when there is this injustice present, where there is this inability to make the right or the best decision present, it's like whatever you choose, it still hurts. If you find yourself in that situation, then just let it be, let it stay, and don't try to solve it. Ace of Water, it's about all those influences that inspire you and help you connect with that source of love which resides within you, and that is definitely there for you. It's there for everyone, but you can feel it especially strongly because of your sensitive nature, because of this Queen of Cups energy that is so prevalent for you. And that is that completion. When you finally say to yourself, okay, I'm done with it. I'm not going to waste my time and my energy, my good intentions on this, on trying to solve something that cannot be solved anyways. And you complete that situation by basically putting it to an end and moving on to something that is more in alignment with who you truly are and with what makes you feel good. Seek for those influences that make you feel good, that will help you immensely and that will alleviate your pain and suffering that you may feel relative to this situation. You do deserve to take some good care of yourself. So self-love practices are definitely one thing that you should really consider in this situation, to go through it and stay sane, basically. And don't ever look back. Don't regret anything. It's really not worth it, and you really risk to find yourself later in a situation that is even more difficult to solve, because that is not a place you should be. You should be moving on to something else. And maybe after a while, the situation will solve itself and you will see it from a different perspective. But for now, it's very important that you understand and respect your nature and your sensitivity. By connecting with that place within where your true strength and power lies, you will actually be able to find yourself in a much better position after a while. So this is your message, group number 1. I hope that you found this message helpful and that it resonated with you. And I truly wish you all the best. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye bye. Hello and welcome back, group number 2. So this is your reading if you picked the second pile of cards, and let us have a look at what you have going on. So the first card for you is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Then you also have the Hierophant. You have the Empress reversed. You also have the Seven of Cups reversed again. Oh, you have another Hierophant. Isn't that interesting? And the Blade. So what does it say about your crisis situation, and what is the guidance that we can get for you? So I want to go first to those two cards, to the reversed Empress and Nine of Pentacles. So basically the Empress is a major arcana card, and it's all about creativity. It speaks both about your creative ability and your creative endeavors. So this could be a message about your projects, about your ideas that you are trying to get off the ground, something that you want to achieve or accomplish. It could literally speak about physical fertility, like your ability or inability to conceive a child. Whatever is the specific case for you individually, you could be struggling with manifesting that intention of yours, or that idea or dream or goal, whatever it is. It could also be a state of being that you cannot get in touch with your creativity. You sort of feel that you cannot come up with any options to create solutions for your problems or overcome your challenges in creative ways, or you just feel that there is basically not enough of that beautiful flow and freedom in your life that comes with the Empress card when it's upright. And the Nine of Pentacles in reversed could indicate that you may be going through some financially difficult times as part of your crisis situation, because this is a card that points to your resources and also your resourcefulness. So again, it could speak about specific actual situations like financial issues, or also your state of being, like your resourcefulness, coupled with the Empress card. So how creative you are to come up with ideas, which is a part of your resourcefulness, and to solve your situation. So it could also be that you feel unworthy in some way, or you could be struggling with low self-esteem, which is also a part of the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So you could feel that you are not enough to create this, or that you don't have enough to create this. So again, most likely it goes hand in hand, but the way it manifests for you will be different for each and every one of you. What is that specific situation for you? But nevertheless, there is a lack of some kind and an inability to feel that, to realize something and to bring something to life with those two cards, which has to do with how you feel deep inside and how you view yourself. And then you also have this card, the Seven of Cups reversed. Basically, this could mean that you are falling for some kind of an illusion. There are some false perceptions at play with this card when it's reversed, and it's very difficult for you to distinguish what is real and what is not. And it currently gives me a feeling that you are you are stuck pretty deep with this card in this unhealthy, unrealistic situation. So it could be the way you view your crisis situation itself. Maybe you think that you don't have what it takes to ever get out of that. And so it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you realize that this is the reality that you are living, when in fact it's simply your perception of your reality. That perception is based on your own inability to believe in yourself. Or it could also be that this is the cause of your crisis situation. So you might have chosen the wrong option, or you might have taken the wrong route at some point, and now you are sort of paying the price, or you find yourself in this position when your creative energy is blocked, basically, and it has to do with this illusion. And the thing is, this actually seems to be such a minor thing if we compare it to the rest of the cards, the rest of the reading. It's like this silly little disturbance that has occurred, but for some reason it has been blown out of proportion. That is how it feels to me. So whatever it is completely unnecessary, and it's not even real, and it should not even be there, but it is something that brings up those feelings of inferiority and of not being enough within you, and you have to deal with that either on a personal level or on a real material level, when you are struggling with your financial resources and your ability to meet your needs and create your projects and ideas. But then you have those two hierophants. So this is a message that is really strongly highlighted for you. And the hierophant is about spirituality. So it could be that the way that you can manage your crisis the most effectively is by doing some spiritual practice and developing yourself on a spiritual level. If you do that, it will actually help you see past the illusion here. You will be able to perceive the truth, and by doing that, by becoming a more spiritually evolved and attuned person, you will actually be able to see how to deal with your own self-esteem issues and how to overcome your creative blocks. Because it does seem that this situation has created some inner blocks, some inner barriers within you. And this is actually the way how you overcome those barriers and how you dissolve those blocks, how you remove them. You connect with some deeper and also higher aspects of yourself. Or if you cannot do yourself, you could look for a spiritual teacher or a spiritual practice when you can learn from other people. You can follow some certain spiritual practices that will show you a different way of being, a different way of living, a different way of thinking, and also seeing yourself. You will be able to see yourself in a different light. And the more spiritually evolved you are, the more you are in touch with your creative side, with your inner creativity and also your inner resourcefulness. And you can actually start to appreciate the beauty in life, which is beyond the material. And that in and of itself creates abundance. It gives you an opportunity to cultivate that prosperity mindset, as opposed to living in scarcity and seeing how you don't have enough to create what you want, and that you are not enough to make that happen. So indeed, for you, group number 2, spiritual growth, spiritual development is truly, truly important. It's very highlighted here in your reading, and it could really give you some good tools, some even practical tools, how to change your thinking, how to change the way you look at yourself and your life. Because at the end of the day, it's all about what you do and what you create, because you are the one who does the work. You are the creator. And that is the message of the blade. The blade is a tool, right? So it can be used in many different ways, and it can be used for positive or for negative reasons. And it all depends on the user, on the one who holds the blade and who uses their power, their intentions, and their energy to put that blade to use. And this time, this blade is in your hands, group number 2. And you must really understand that you are responsible for this. And it is up to you if you want to live your life like this, being abundant, being creative, being able to realize your ideas and make your dreams a reality, or to live like this when you find yourself restricted, when you find yourself in limited positions, and when you use your power in ways that are even destructive for you, that takes you even deeper in that illusion. So at the end of the day, even though you are advised to develop yourself more on a spiritual level, it's about the real work that you do. It's not about telling affirmations day in and day out. It's not about sitting in meditation day in and day out. It's not that those things, well, I'm being quite stereotypical here, but it's not that those things will bring you the solution to the problem. The solution will be brought by you doing the work and creating real results. What is needed for you is this different perspective, this higher perspective that can be offered by that spirituality, by that wisdom that comes along with those spiritual practices. And your job right now is to figure out the way you can do that the most effectively for you. Either you do it yourself, or you look for a teacher, or you look for literature and other sources of inspiration. Anything that will help you uplift your spirit and connect with your spiritual side. Okay, so this is the message for you, group number 2. I hope that you found this message helpful, and I truly wish you the best, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye bye. Hello and welcome back. This is your message if you picked the third pile of cards. And let's see, what do you have? So, the first card for you is the Two of Cups. Then you have the Ten of Wands reversed. You have the Two of Pentacles, also reversed. The Chariot, again reversed. The Seven of Earth. And the Earth Keeper. So, let me take a look at those cards and see what is your guidance relative to your crisis situation. So, I want to go to all those reversed cards first. You have quite a lot of them. And The overall energy of your reading, group number 3, is that of heaviness and even weakness. Because it does feel that you yourself feel like giving up. There is something that you cannot accomplish, something that seems too difficult, too hard for you to take, and you are almost on a verge of giving up and just letting it go. That could be a reason why you could have all those heavy emotions like helplessness and despair, even depending on you guys individually. But all in all, the feeling that I have from those cards, from this reading, is that of feeling heavy, and there is this resistance that can be felt really strongly here. I cannot do that. I don't know how to do that, and I physically, mentally, and emotionally find myself incapable of dealing with that. That's how it feels. The Ten of Wands reversed, it's just about that. It's about that, okay, it's too hard and I want to drop the baggage. I just need to lighten the load because I won't be able to make it through to the end. The Two of Pentacles reversed. So in an upright position, this card indicates that you are juggling two or several things at once, and you are trying to make them both work, and it actually works for you. You can actually do that. You can accomplish that. But when reversed and surrounded with those cards, it shows that you find yourself incapable of dealing with everything. So maybe your crisis situation has in some way left you incapable of taking care of your normal day-to-day matters, or maybe there are a lot of obligations that you currently need to take care of, and then you just cannot do that, or at least it's very difficult for you. And then you also have the Chariot reversed, and this is a major arcana card, so the message and the lessons with this card are even more serious than with those two. And the reversed Chariot could indicate that there could be some kind of a rupture in your plans or your intentions taking place. The lack of progress could be there, or you could find yourself in a situation that was really not something you planned or wanted to be in. And again, in combination with those two, it feels pretty heavy, and it's like, no, I cannot deal with that. I just don't want to do that. But if we take a look at your personality and the aspects of your personality that could be involved in this situation, is that inner weakness that you may feel. There is something inside that you find very hard to overcome, something within you, and this external situation, your crisis, it's like a manifestation of that inner weakness. It's like a lack of self-discipline or inability to tame your more shadow, demonic side, and it's kind of taken you over, and now it's in the driver's seat. And there could be even those self-sabotaging influences present with this card when it's reversed. So you could actually hurt yourself. Your actions and the way you behave, your behavior could actually be detrimental to you. And so on one hand, it could be something very real that you are going through and dealing with at the moment, but then there are deeper cause for that, which is this one, which is how you handle things internally, how good you know yourself, and how good you are at working with your more negative aspects and shadow aspects. But I think that what you want is indicated by this card, the Two of Cups. This is about love, about giving and receiving love, about relationships. And it could be, of course, it could speak both about your relationship with yourself or relationship with other person, or it could also be about your relationship with your environment and how that love that you feel for yourself is reflected by your surroundings, by your environment. You just want to be understood. You want somebody to get you. You want to have that empathy for all this hard work that you are doing and all those hardships that you are going through at the moment. That's something that you desire. Group number 3. To be reciprocated, to feel understood and accepted, and that you are in a place that really supports you and helps you and understands you and just gets you. And you not receiving that makes this even worse in some way. But I think that what you must understand and learn about your crisis situation is something like longevity. You absolutely can create such a reality where you feel love, where you feel loved, and where you are able to share that experience with others in a beautiful way. But what you must focus on is long-term gains and benefits as opposed to short-term fixes and short-term influences, because it is not going to work in the long run and it will make things even worse. So there could be something about your endurance and your patience and your willpower that is missing, and that is something that you should be working on. You have the Seven of Earth, which is that card of creating results in the long run and really working very hard every single day in order to reap your rewards sometime in the future. And it's also about being able to understand what is the best investment when it comes to spending your energy, and what is the best way to do that, what will bring you those results that you are looking for. So there is that strategy present, and your ability to foresee the development of this work or your ideas or your situation or relationships, whatever it is that is affected by your crisis situation. And the Earth Keeper invites you to be more responsible, not only for yourself. Think not only for yourself as an individual, but also take a look at global causes and see how your actions affect the world and other people, the nature, and everything around you. So on one hand, you desire that supporting environment, but then you must ask yourself, what do I do and what actions do I take to support my environment, myself? Because if you are the starting point of everything, and if the root cause is actually within you, then what would that mean about this whole situation that you consider as a crisis for yourself? Because if you adopt the mindset of being responsible for greater causes in life and for helping and sharing what you have, and by trying to find a bigger purpose and meaning behind your actions, then it actually becomes a way that you can in fact lighten the load, because it's not about you anymore. Now it's about the whole. It's about connection and togetherness, and support comes inevitably with that. The more you give, the more you receive. That is something that is very true. And it is also a part of your message, group number 3. So again, you are invited to evaluate your inner motives and the root of your weakness. Whatever is going on around you, whatever is what you are experiencing on a physical level, it's just a reflection of something that's buried deep within you, and only you can solve that. Nobody else can fix it for you. And the way you do that is you become more responsible, you give more, you think more in the terms of the future, of what will bring results in future. You invest in something that will bring long-term gains, and you think not only of yourself, but also other people and your environment as well. That is how you will create what you desire the most. Okay, group number 3. This is your message. This is what I see for you. Be courageous and be brave to face your own shadows, because it is a very rewarding journey. Even though at times it may feel really hard and you may feel that indeed you are ready to give up, you are strong enough to go through this and to become even more stronger. And again, be responsible for your actions and take a look at how they affect the greater whole. I hope that you found this message helpful, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Hello, group number 4. So this is your reading if you picked the 4th pile of cards. And let me see what you have going on. So you have the 6 of Wands. You also have the 5 of Pentacles, and this card is reversed. Then you have the Justice. You also have the Star card, which is also reversed. Messenger of Water and the Rainmaker. Okay, so let me see. What about your crisis situation, and what is the guidance that we can get for you? One thing I want you to know right away, group number 4, is that with this message, it does feel that the worst is already over and you'll be just fine. It's just a matter of you noticing that, and you don't see that yet. You could be still scared of how you will be able to handle your situation, but I can tell you that it will be just fine at the end, if only you have that belief in yourself and in the good outcome that may be true for you. Because you have this Justice card, and she's blindfolded, she's weighing the heart against the feather. And if you know Egyptian mythology, then you know what this means. This means evaluating the purity of the heart, the good deeds of the heart, and if the heart is lighter than the feather, so if you have been good, then basically that's your path to this eternal living. And she's blindfolded, she's judging objectively, she's not putting in any personal opinions or anything like that. She's just observing what is the situation here. And I think that this card speaks really strongly about you and about your past efforts, your past actions and decisions which you have done to earn a good outcome for you. And this is that thing that you don't see that's happening behind the scenes, because you also have this reversed Star card. So you could feel that you have kind of lost your stars and your good luck, and that it's very hard for you to believe that this will end on a good note. And the thing you need to understand is that even though you don't see it, even though you don't believe in it, it doesn't mean it's not there. So that is something that you should really keep in mind while you are thinking about your situation and trying to find solutions for that and make decisions. Here you have the Six of Wands and the Five of Pentacles reversed. So this card, the Six of Wands, it's about recognition, also success and achievement. So again, it goes hand in hand with those good deeds that are currently being assessed. And the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Pentacles is about lack of resources. It's the poverty card. You don't have enough. There is some material resources that you may be struggling with. But when this card is reversed, you are kind of moving out of that situation. And there are new opportunities appearing, and they are giving you some hope for a better future. As I said, you may not be fully aware of that just yet. You may not believe that this is actually true, but you have accomplished something. And that is being recognized at the moment. And that is actually your accomplishment. Your victory is actually currently changing things for the better for you. So whatever you are doing, whatever path you are on, keep holding at it and keep doing what you are doing, because it will eventually take you out of this situation. And actually, well, with this messenger of water, it's like a message that you receive from your heart, something that inspires you. So you could expect to have an encounter of that sort. It could show up as an actual message that is being delivered to you by somebody else, or you could bump into some, I don't know, some kind of inspirational quote or something, or that is your inner voice that opens up and speaks to you, and you are finally able to hear it loudly and clearly. But there is something, some message that is being brought to you in this situation. And what you need in order to perceive it, you need to cultivate that belief in the good outcome. And that is your biggest challenge here, and that is something that you must work on, group number 4. You must make sure that you turn that star upright and that you can see it and believe in it again, because the belief is that driving force that basically attracts those good things in your life and that helps you navigate your way through the crisis situation. And then you will be ready to receive this message brought to you by the messenger of water. And that is a message that comes on a spiritual or emotional level. It has to do with all those things that hold some deeper meaning for you and something that you believe in deep down. And you immediately know. When you get this message, you immediately know. And it will literally show you the way how to start creating real results in your life. And the last card you have is the Rainmaker. And this is exactly that outcome that you are directed towards with this message. And this is about you, again, being at the driver's seat of your life. And by that I mean you being able to use all the resources that are available to you to create the outcome that you desire. The Rainmaker symbolizes somebody who has access to their resources, and who first and foremost know what their resources are, what is available to them, and what they can use to create that outcome that they're intend to. And for me, it goes all the way back to this Six of Wands card, that you are already accomplished in some way and recognized in some way. And this crisis situation that you are going through right now, it's just a phase that comes and tests you in some way, but then it never takes away from your power, from your inner resourcefulness. And maybe that is that lesson, or that main message of this reading that you need to hear, that you should build that trust in yourself and that self-belief. That is something that you can take away from your crisis, and you can become somebody who is more attuned to their own personal strength and your own inner wisdom, to know what is the best way for you and what is the best way to proceed. So, group number 4, this is the message that I have for you today. Stay on your path and keep doing the thing that you are already doing, because you are doing something right. And don't be disheartened by this, what is going on for you, because it will soon be over. And you can help yourself by getting that inspiration and by listening to or surrounding yourself with those influences that really serve your highest good. And you will know that immediately, because you are intuitive and you are already connected. What you need is just a little reinforcement to connect back to yourself and keep going, to create the results that you want to create. Okay, so I hope that you liked this message and that it was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Bye-bye. Hello once again, group number 5. So this is your message if you picked the last pile of cards. And let us have a look at what you have going on. So you have the Empress card. Then you also have the Knave of Wands, which is the Page of Wands in the traditional tarot. You have the Two of Swords reversed. You also have the Hanged Man reversed. Then you have the Six of Fire and the Rainmaker. Okay, so your crisis situation and what is the guidance for you. It could be that you are currently facing some sort of a difficult decision with regards to some creative endeavor of yours. This card, the Two of Swords, is about making decisions, about being at the crossroads and trying to decide which is the best option or the best way to approach your situation. But here, with this card being reversed and with the reversed Hanged Man, it could be that you just don't know what is the best way to proceed, and you could find yourself to be stuck because of that, not being able to move forward with whatever decision that is or whatever you want to accomplish. And then you have those two cards, the Empress and the Knave of Wands, or the Page of Wands. And I'm drawn to the symbolism of those two cards. Well, here the Empress is holding a dragon, and here you can see another dragon. So I do believe that this dragon symbolizes either a creative idea that you are currently having, or something that you are responsible for. Like, the Empress is a mother, so she takes care of her children. And it could be children literally, so it could really be your kids, but it could also be your creative projects and your ideas and your creative potential as a whole. And it is still very fragile. It needs your care, it needs to be nurtured. The Page of Wands is about those ideas and those first steps and new beginnings. So whatever is growing here is still at very early stages of existence, and it needs your care and your attention and your presence. And for some reason, you have bumped into this. So this could be that crisis situation itself, that for some reason you find yourself incapable of taking care of this, or this could come as a consequence of this crisis. So something else happened and it rendered you incapable of doing this, or maybe circumstances have changed and now you must find ways to adapt to them, but you don't know how. You don't see you don't see all the opportunities that exist for you, and you just don't know which way to go and what is the best way for you to approach this situation. And that is your struggle. That is basically the biggest challenge that you have relative to your situation. And you are responsible for that, whatever it is. You must take care of that. So you must be able to find your way through this. And the Hanged Man card reversed. Actually, it brings up several different possible ways this could be true for you. It talks about perspective, and that you are, for one reason or another, resisting to adopt the perspective that actually would be helpful for you to move on with this decision or this challenge or this situation that has currently gotten you stuck. Or it could also be that you are unwilling to sacrifice something, and you are feeling this resistance towards that. You don't want to lose some aspects of your life. Maybe it has to do with your sense of safety, or maybe there are some established ways that you have done things, and that is your old way of living or being, and you just don't want to let go of that, to sacrifice that and to surrender to this situation. So you feel resistant. You don't want to even to look there at that direction. So there is a part of you that would like to avoid this responsibility altogether. And there could be a part of you that feels just like this little creature, like a child, or like being not mature enough and not strong enough to take on that responsibility. So it could be that you are nurturing yourself, or that your projects or your children, whatever it is, they are making you nurture yourself, taking care of your own needs first before you can attend to anybody else's needs. So all those aspects could be relevant in your situation. What is it for you? Of course, only you know that, because this is a general reading and it could mean different things for different people. But there is something internal that needs your attention, something that you need to work on and understand with this reversed Hanged Man. Because once you are able to turn that Hanged Man upward and sort of surrender to the situation and not resist it, you will see your way out. You will see that different perspective. And that will provide you with the answer that you currently don't have. That will be the missing piece of the puzzle you currently just don't have. Exactly that missing piece of information or knowing or knowledge or inspiration that you need to proceed and to keep taking care of this thing, and yourself included. And here what you have the Six of Fire. So you are much, much stronger than you allow yourself to think. You can accomplish more. And you should not think that it will be too hard, that taking on more responsibility in this situation will be too hard for you. No, it won't. You have what it takes to make it work and to take that on, and you will be successful if only you allow yourself to believe. That is that mindset that you must adopt, and you shouldn't give in to any kind of beliefs that tell you otherwise, because indeed you are responsible. With this Rainmaker card, you are responsible not only for yourself but others as well. There is some greater purpose behind your existence in this situation, and you must take action to do your part and to create what you intend to create for the greater good of everybody involved in this situation with this Rainmaker card. Because again, you have everything you need. You have what it takes, the Six of Fire and the Rainmaker. You will be able to get all the resources. You will be able to get your inspiration together. You will know exactly what to do as long as you are willing to do that. So what you must do right now and what you must work on is this part. All your difficulties that you are currently facing can be overcome. You just need to work with this reversed Hanged Man. So it's your weakness, your ego, your resistance, things you don't want to see about yourself, your fear. And don't try to hold on that which is familiar to you, because that might not be enough to get you through to this side here. You need that fresh perspective. And that means you need to see yourself in a different light. And that is how you recognize your own ambition and your own successes. That is how you make yourself proud of yourself and your achievement. And that is how you make things work for yourself. So this is it, group number 5. This is your message and your guidance for your crisis situation. I hope that you found this message helpful and that it resonated with you. And I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Bye bye.